Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Price, the Executive Director of Healthy Birthday, Inc., the nonprofit organization that created the Count the Kicks public health campaign. And I'm thrilled to have our Florida Count the Kicks ambassador, Sarah Sirianni, and her son, Ryan, on today. We have a huge announcement for you. We are launching in our first southern state, our very diverse state of the state of Florida. And we're so excited to have Sarah and Ryan with us. How are you guys?
We're good. We're doing really well. Thank you.
Are you so excited to know that Count the Kicks is launching in Florida?
I am so excited. I'm so excited that this information is going to be shared with the moms here, that they don't have to kind of find it at a baby fair or word of mouth, but that they're going to be given this information entering their third trimester. This is just going to be monumental. It's going to be such a great thing.
We have the potential to reach almost 250,000 pregnant moms in Florida over the next year with this educational information. And so one of, the very best thing about Count the Kicks is that babies can be saved with this education when moms know to track their baby's movements and to speak up if they notice a change. And so could you take us back to when Ryan was born and when you saved him with the help of doctors?
On Count the Kicks, absolutely. You can go play for it. Okay.
Hi, Ryan.
About 7 years ago, I was pregnant with Ryan. He was our third baby. So we had two little boys that were 4 and 2. And so we were thrilled to be pregnant again. Honestly, I feel like I was a little overconfident and a little naive. My first 2 pregnancies went really well, and our deliveries were C-sections, but they went well. And so I kind of felt like I knew what I was doing. And I had heard of kick counts before, but in my interpretation of kick counting, I thought it was if you haven't felt your baby move in a while, sit down and feel him move and then move on. And that information would have not been enough for me. And so I'm so grateful that when I entered my 3rd trimester, my doctor gave me a Count the Kicks brochure explaining why I should count kicks and how I should count kicks, because it changed everything for us. And I showed that brochure to my husband, and he was the one that said, let's take this seriously. And this was 7 years ago. So there wasn't an app, but we had obviously smartphones. So we put an alarm in my phone to go off every night at 9 o'clock to count his kicks. And I'm so thankful we did, because back then with 2 toddlers and a, regular busy life, I forgot basically every night until my alarm went off. And it ended up being such a special time, because every night I got to spend 5 or 10 minutes with this baby, which truthfully I wouldn't have, and I wouldn't have known him. My husband did it with me sometimes. So looking back, it was a really special time for us. And then when I was about 37 weeks, one night, my alarm went off and I counted kicks, and he took a little longer. And he was moving, but he was just a little less strong. And here I am being the kind of confident mom that, oh, it's nothing, and I've done this, it's fine. And I was naive. And luckily I had an appointment in the morning. So I went to my physician. Honestly, I think I was also trying to be a patient who didn't come with nerves and thousands of questions, because I thought, surely I know what I'm doing. And so I let her do my examination, and I love my doctor. She is wonderful and she's thorough and she did everything right. But, they check your urine. My urine was fine. They listened to my heart. His heart was fine. My heart was fine. His heart was fine. And so she said, you look great. And if you want to come back next week, we'll take a look at you then, unless you have any questions. And that's what's so remarkable about her. And so I decided to just say, you know what? I'm probably being silly, but I'm doing these kick counts like you mentioned, and something was off last night. It just wasn't as strong, and it wasn't as consistent. And, she's so wonderful that she said, let's take a look at that. She took me seriously. And she said, usually it's nothing, but we always want to look into something if moms notice a difference in their baby's movements. And so we did a non-stress test there in the clinic, which I know a lot of moms know about, but it's the 2 bands they put around your belly, and one Doppler monitors his heart and the other Doppler monitors his movements. And on that non-stress test, his heart was still moving at an acceptable rate, but his movements were not. He was just hardly moving. And so my doctor sent me straight to an ultrasound at the hospital. And that also had the same results. His heart rate was acceptable at that point, but by that point, he was hardly moving. And so he was using all of his energy just to keep that low heart going. So my doctor recommended we delivered that day. He was to be a C-section like my other boys, which was a good thing for him. There wasn't any extra stress on him during the delivery process. And when the doctors got him out, I heard like a oh sound from people in the room. And the doctor even leaned down to me and said, "Way to go, Mom." And to come to find out, he had a true knot, in his busy swimming, swam and pulled a knot in his umbilical cord, and it was depriving him from what he needed to thrive. And I believe because of Count the Kicks, I would have not known, I would have not paid attention. He's here. And I'm grateful, and I'm so excited for other moms to have those same outcomes.
Mm-hmm. We love hearing your story. We love it. It's hard not to cry or get emotional when we hear about what you did, what your doctors did. And that change in movement is often the baby telling you something's different. So we're just so grateful that you spoke up and said something, because what a difference.
And I'm so grateful that I, happened to be in a state that had that information available to me. So the fact that Florida is going to have this information, these pamphlets, so doctors can just hand them out. And now there's a free app that costs nothing that you can download and spend just a few minutes. The last trimester of your pregnancy with your baby can change everything. And it's available here now. So I'm so excited to share the news and just get this in the hands of everybody. Living proof this works.
He is, that's right. The app is in 12 languages now. And in fact, we added Haitian Creole to our app so that we know that they are losing babies at an alarming rate to Haitian Creole families in Southern Florida. And so the Florida Department of Health, who is funding this effort, and we are so grateful to them for funding Count the Kicks in Florida. Great. That now we have the ability to reach moms of all races and backgrounds. And we hope that they will take advantage of the free app. Download it totally free in app stores. So we hope you will download it onto your phone or a tablet. We also wanted to mention, hi, Ryan. We also wanted to mention that providers, the way to get those materials to spark that conversation, much like Sarah had with her doctor, is to go to countthekicks.org, click on the order materials button on countthekicks.org, and you can order all the materials that you need. The printed materials are also in Haitian Creole. And so you just order whatever you need and they'll be delivered right to your office within 7 to 10 days. And so Sarah, as we leave here today, what's the one thing you would want to tell Florida moms about Count the Kicks?
I would just say, it's important that we know there's so much value in this, in counting kicks and paying attention, and it's so easy to do. And just please download the app. Please give it a thought. It can happen to anyone, and this can be all the difference.
Thank you so much, Sarah and Ryan, for joining us today and for being such powerful advocates in Florida. We're just so grateful for your advocacy and for sharing your story, because we do hope that it's going to reach moms there who will take a second pause and a second thought to reach out to their provider, and if something happens to change, and to speak up. So thank you both so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting us be a part of this too. We're so honored.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.